Hello, everybody.
Hey guys.
So tonight we have prospector Ron joining us to talk about the rendezvous that we're having Saturday at Pike River Prospecting with Michigan or Wisconsin Michigan Prospecting Club. Um, we're going to be having a fun time. We went out and checked out a location last Saturday with Wade, but we're still expecting him to come in. Um, it was a fun time. I still have that video in editing. I kind of have to split it up in two parts. It's like an hour long unless I do a premiere on it. But there's a bunch of content about to come out, so working on it.
So, yeah, it was great to have you stop by uh, for the meeting, and then I saw you this last weekend, and sounds like you and Wade had a lot of fun out there.
Oh yeah, like seeing the two different sides of that creek. It was pretty intense, and it's just literally like right across the road, and it looks like two completely different creeks. But it's a pretty cool spot. We were finding some like flower gold, and then we also found a couple pieces of copper while we were out there. So that was pretty interesting. So we also stripped a couple of the rocks off and brought some of the moss and stuff that was on top of the rocks because it was loaded with dirt, and I still have that to go through. There's Wade.
There you go.
All this new technology stuff I got to get used to.
You dip the toe in there, right, Wade?
That's what I said. Like I told you, stick your toe in. Next thing you know, you're just getting drugged right in.
Yep. What's up, Wheelie Shiny Gold? We got do you guys have YouTube open?
Do you got YouTube open, Trevor?
No.
No.
It's right next to it. I'll come and check on it. I'll be right there.
Okay. Because yeah, if the volume's up on the YouTube, it creates like an echo loop.
Okay. Are you getting an echo or not?
Yeah, I'm hearing an echo.
Screens will be up.
Yeah, just faintly over here too.
But going back up to the top of the chat here, I see 403 was in here right away. Just be cool.
Yeah, you have to shut it off.
PA Patriot. Rock Butcher's in the house. Prospector Ron was in chat there.
So you got to turn YouTube off.
Oh, YouTube must come on automatically.
Oh.
That's how it goes on.
So how do I turn it off? Wait, so how do I turn
Brewers Prospect. Well, if you guys are close together, you guys might be getting feedback.
Just has to take it off.
It might be better if you all just jumped into one camera.
You have to.
Might be because the whole turning off the YouTube thing. I got to figure that one out yet.
like delete it?
Yeah, you just shut YouTube off.
It's always fun figuring out the technology.
Yeah, go home.
How's it going, Guido?
Home screen.
We got Chillin' and Grillin' in the house. We got Wheelie Shiny Gold, Joey Brown. What's up, Guido? How you doing? Yeah, because what it could also be, Ron, is that you guys are so close that it's actually picking up on both your guys' audio.
We're pretty far apart. I think they have it on. I had to turn it off myself.
Because, yeah, we're still getting the echo. And it looks like Wade and them froze.
Yeah. Well, he's trying to get it YouTube off.
Oh. So how's everybody doing? Well, we're trying to figure this out.
Not bad. Just plugging along.
Yeah, like Wheelie Shiny Gold said. The ghost
All
happened
right.
with y'all.
Are you getting an echo on us yet now?
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
still getting it.
You are. All right.
Yep.
Yeah, we shut YouTube off. So,
Because
All right,
you would be surprised at how well these mics, like on the phones and cameras, really are. And like even like with my other phone, I have to have the volume completely turned off, otherwise it'll make a loop.
huh.
Same with
All right.
like when I have my booth and everything set up.
Yeah, no, that's no problem. So we can move in over by Ron over there, and we can go off of that.
Okay.
So I said you always gotta have a backup plan when you do this stuff. So we'll move over there then.
All right.
Here.
There we go. Yeah, now the echo's gone.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm planning another trip out to BC Gold Claim. Do some more digging.
All right.
Some high banking.
Here they are.
Oh, there they are.
There we go. We made our way over. It was a long trip.
30 miles, right?
Oh, that's the 35-mile mark. Yeah, about the same.
Yeah, he says 30 and he says 35.
And realistically, was it about, a lot smaller than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was fun. I mean, like you said, we go from one side of the road to the other. It's just like night and day. You'd never know it was the same creek.
Right. And then even just getting out there, like traveling across all that really, really juicy looking bedrock and some of those like cliff faces of bedrock that you see there. There's some awesome cutouts and channels through that area too that we could explore and go poke around at.
Yeah, well, it's so I said. I mean, that road alone. If a person wanted to crevice on that road alone, you could spend most of your life on that one road.
Yeah, the bedrock goes for miles there.
Yeah.
And there's a old river channel is what makes the cliffs and everything. It was probably a river channel before there were even glaciers.
Yeah, the glaciers just happened to follow along and gouge them out a little bit more.
Yep. So how many guys you think are going to be coming along this weekend?
I've been trying to get people together. Like my brother, he's got his kids this weekend. Matt's going through some personal issues right now. My buddy Joe, like he had 3 deaths in his family that he's got funerals and stuff to go to. So like, yeah, it's like every time I try to get them to come up with me, it's like something happened or they've got things going on. But I'm trying to get a few other people together to come out and hang out with us. And I've been shouting us out on YouTube. I've been shouting us out on Facebook. I've been shouting us out on Instagram and Twitter and all that, and trying to get more people from Wisconsin to come out and join us. So if anybody from Wisconsin would like to come and join us, we meet at Pike River Prospecting at 9:00 in the morning. We head out from there, hit the creek, or the boulder field that I call it.
Yeah, it's like I said. Yeah, there's no shortage of it. I know it's on east side of the highway, the west side of the highway. There's still plenty of bedrock when I go out. But really, the northern third of Merritt County is just full of bedrock. I mean, it's just one spot after another.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like a whole different place compared to like where we usually go. So it's a whole new process, a whole new experience of actually going through and like even when we went out doing the rocker boxes, that was like a whole nother experience because the gold there is you find pockets of it. It's not like there's a streak that you can follow. There's just little pockets here and there that you'll find it. I mean, like you said too, Wade, you could run through a 5-gallon bucket of material and not find a single flake, but the next bucket you go through, you've got a nice smile on your pan.
Yeah, and that's the way we've been. I mean, we dug all of that hole that was there before. I brought that whole entire stuff home, and that's all it was. You know, I said we'd run 2 or maybe 3 buckets, and I would get nothing. And like I said, we went out, we did 7 buckets, unclassified, and we did really, really well with them. And then actually, you know, we never said a couple of them buckets was just the slough off that Mother Nature ran off the hill back into the hole, and we cleaned it up and ran it just because. So
Yep.
realistically, the first bucket or bucket and a half that we ran, really probably wasn't any good anyway. But you know, like I said, you run it all and just get it through.
Yep, because you never know that one bucket that you might say that, okay, this is just overburden, might be the bucket that has all the material, like gold in it. What's up,
Right.
Candu? How you doing?
And that's just it. When I started into that, you know, we had that really fine pea gravel layer that, you know, I showed you. And then as we got further in the hole, then that red sand layer showed up, and then a little bit of the clay. And I kept them all separate. So, I mean, I get some out of that fine pea gravel like layer, and then but the red layer's got the most amount of gold in it, what I found.
Yeah, that's the same kind of layer that we're finding decent golden material in. Even over by Nugget Lake, there's this like rusty, sandy clay deposit where it's got a bunch of gravels and cobbles in it, but it literally will stain your skin from how much iron's in it.
That's really interesting.
That sounds identical to the stuff I'm running in BC as well.
Well, the red is minerals.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I'm hitting this real peat looking stuff, really fine rock, and still lots of rounded cobble and stuff like that too, right? So I'm just gonna keep going down.
Yeah, and then once you find like that super dense thick clay layer, then yeah, I wouldn't go any deeper than that. But that first top, I would say 3 to 5 inches, that you can still feel like gravels and grit in that clay, I would still take that and process it.
Yeah.
But like when me and Wade went out, I had seen a clay layer that I'd never seen before. I mean, that stuff was like pea soup green.
Wow.
Yeah, it's and we found that same type of clay in probably one of the best creeks around here. And I told you about that. You know, we've gone down and hit that clay layer, and in that same area, I hit some more of that red sand in that creek. And I actually brought the pan back. I said to Ron, I said, "You never believe this? I brought the tailings bucket with me to show Ron." I said, "There's so much black sand I got out of this, like 2/3 of a bucket." And I mean, the pan was heavy. I don't know, probably weighed 5 pounds, 3, 4, 5 pounds of black sand or black. It was just impressive. And that spot's still out there, by the way. I didn't glean that all off yet. It's still out there.
So yeah, we'll have to go out there sometime and poke around. And
It's on my options list for this weekend, simply because I don't know how many people are coming. You know, we don't know when we show up here. I never know, so I always kind of have a couple ideas in mind based on who shows up and how many people. You know,
yeah,
make room for.
if people are planning on coming up from Wisconsin, check out the Facebook page, Wisconsin Michigan Prospectors Club. Either put on a post or in one of the comments there, because I know we can't message on there yet, but on one of the posts we'll set something up. But let us know that you're planning on attending, or that you want to come out for the day, because it will help us figure out how many people are planning on coming.
Yeah, I went to buy the pork butts and they weren't on sale anymore. In fact, they were outrageously high. So we're gonna have to sacrifice and go with the country style ribs again. And
Ooh. So yeah, there's going to be an awesome dinner there as well back at the shop. We, like you said, we were originally going to do pork butts, but now country style ribs. You're talking to my hungry stomach here now.
nobody complains about that because actually country style ribs are the cheapest cut of meat that there is, but it should be the most expensive. They're just totally awesome.
And Gold Eagle, yes, that clay did pay out. We did find a few good colors in there. We have material that we both brought back. Like I said, I got a bucket of cons from Nugget Lake that I still got to go through. I got a bucket of cons from the trip with Wade that I got to go through, and I still have 2 5-gallon buckets full of material from the rocker boxes that we got to go through. So yeah, I've got what you would say is a buttload of material that I have to go through yet. So
I can relate to that because it's the same thing. It seems like a lot of times I've already, I'm 2 weeks beyond where we were, and I'm still running stuff from 2 weeks previous, trying to finish it off to see what was in there. And you know how me and buckets get along. I mean, I showed you my backlog of buckets I had at one point in time, and I'm still working on it. Yeah, I'm not afraid to dig dirt.
So are you done with your rocker box yet?
I just need to get the indoor outdoor carpet to finish it up.
Yep. There was a guy who stopped by my shop and I showed him the rocker box. The guy's an engineer, so I imagine he's really going to come up with something. It's,
Right.
it just, it's just awesome how much of the gold that it really gets out. Rocker boxes have a reputation for losing gold. Yeah, when they used to just use slats for riffles and a sling, the sling would fill up with black sand and the nuggets would go over the edge but this works because of the carpeting. The carpet, I can't see gold getting out of the box. And you saw how fine the gold was. It was super fine. And even the rocker box without the lower part not having any carpet, that was just full of black sand. And
Yeah, but there was also those pieces of like iron that had the wing nuts to help hold stuff down, and just that little bit of a raise in there was doing enough to catch a decent amount of black sand that was coming off the top, that top carpet. But the black sand that was coming out of that pit that we were digging in was super, 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 super fine. It's not like the coarse stuff that I have here from Nugget Lake. I mean, like, this stuff is like coarse black sand, It's almost like pepper, but like bigger. But I do have some of the material from Nugget Lake that I have about this much in this bucket that I'm going to bring with when we have our little talk about panning and stuff like that. Might be able to give everybody a scoop if they want and let them have at it.
Yeah, I'm telling people, it will show people how to pan. People, the public that show up and are interested, that we're willing to show them how to pan. It's just a start for somebody. Find out if it's anything for them or not.
Sounds like a good time that you guys are going to have down there this weekend.
Well, that is the plan, like I said. I mean, and it was nice this year as we have been doing a lot of teaching, and that's one of the reasons the rocker box came about. When I first got in the club 4 years ago, there was a lot of seasoned veterans, let's say, the guys that had been around, been there, done that. My first outing with this club was actually run by the Flower Bowl Wizard. And we're on one of his videos, my son and I, and that was the start of our whole actual prospecting, was that day. And I mean, ever since then, it's been a quest to find that next new spot, so, you can only, some spots are going to last a long time, but they still only last so long. Eventually you kind of got off everything that you can get. So we kind of try to balance between old and new, hit some of the old spots, take off of that. We're always looking for something new. But that's what I've been
watching Matt in chat.
And now this year we had, of course, we went through the COVID like everybody else did. And like Ron says, we were pretty much on life support there. We were really down to like myself, Trevor here, Ron, Kevin stuck with us, and a couple others maybe show up. And yeah, we were down to the point where we were like, maybe we just need to shut it down. And all of a sudden, like Ron said, we got 10 people show up in a meeting, and all of a sudden it's been growing from there. And this year I spent more time actually teaching people than I have anything else. You know, going out to spots, say, hey, look, this is how you pan, this is how you find gold. And I want them to find gold. I mean, I want them to get hooked on it just the same way I did, because it's fun.
Yeah, and see, that's the cool thing about hanging out with like myself and Wade. We get out on the creek with you there, and we can show you how to read the creek, how to follow the cobbles, how to identify your drop zones, give you an idea of what the river's running at flood stage when it's actually moving material. And then on like the bedrock adventures and stuff like that, we can show you how to use the rocker boxes, how to set them up, and just show you the idea of what you want to look for when you're out there actually adventuring and prospect. What's up, Benzo? How you doing?
Yeah, a lot of people are going to say, well, a rocker box is an old-fashioned piece of equipment, but if you're going to classify anyway, it's cutting out one of the steps. That takes about as long as it does to classify.
Yep.
You can run stuff through, and a lot of people recycle their water anyway. You you can actually put it right in a creek. I've run rocker boxes that way too. If your biggest thing is just getting rid of the tailings, the water sweeps it away. If you're recirculating, then you have to keep shoveling them out after a while. So and then you end up too with a lot of sediment, so you have to dump your water out once in a while. But yeah, it's just as easy as classifying.
And we talked about that, Charlie, where we were out there last weekend on that lower part of the road there. We said, we spent a lot of time building that dam, getting that water raised up, getting the sluice set up, and that was all good. But in that same time we spent doing all that, we said it. We could have probably set up a rocker box there, went through the same amount of dirt that we did. And
half the time.
And yeah, we did all that classifying, which was fine with me because I'll do it either way. But after we thought about it, I said, if we'd have just started putting this in a rocker box and just kept putting it through, we'd have been done sooner. And,
yeah, we would have cleaned that whole little gravel bar completely up.
Yeah. So, but I'm glad we went out. So we got a good read on it. We found some gold out there. Like I said, we got up above the road, moved some big rocks, dug some dirt, and like I said, Trevor found a couple pieces of copper. And yes, that bucket of stuff, by the way, is still sitting in my house too. So if there's any more copper in there, I don't know about it yet. Last night we just finished up some stuff from a couple weeks ago, a spot that I'm looking at on the Menominee River. And I'm hoping that kind of works out because that's, I told you, acres of ground.
Great. I mean, I would be down to come out there and check out some of the spots and help you poke and prod to see if we're finding anything, check different locations down, see what we're finding.
Yep. No, I like I said, it's mostly me and Trevor up here for the last couple of years, and we hit as many spots as we can. We try them, but I read a creek differently, and you read a creek, you find a spot, and you can miss it by 10 feet. I do this rock, you do that rock, or you look at it different, and you score. I don't, but you only hit so many spots on a creek.
But see, that's the upside to going out with more people in a larger group, because you can be like, okay, you guys dig over here, we're going to go dig over here, and we're going to go dig over here. And then at the end of it, you do your cleanup, and then everybody comes together and be like, okay, so this is what I found, this is what you found, and this is what he found. And he's got more chunkier, good-looking gold in his stuff. So where were you digging? In this zone here's okay, so that's the zone that we want to focus on and try and dig there. It makes it easier for identifying your actual pay layers and streaks, especially in the rivers and streams.
I agree.
With having more people out with you with like the rocker box, you can have one person digging the buckets, two people running the rocker box, one feeding the water, one scooping the material in, and you can just run and run and run and run like you're running a high banker, but at the same time it's not pumping any water. You're doing it all by hand. It's gravity fed.
Right. I mean, that day we were out there, I mean, kudos to Robert and Tom there. I mean, them guys jumped on that first rocker box for us. And I dug the first 3 buckets out, had them sitting there. And, you know, you had showed up and Elijah was there and we were looking at some stuff. And before I knew it, those guys were looking for more dirt. I mean, they were on their 3rd bucket. And like I said, if we'd have put them 2 rocker boxes and really pounded on it that day for the, 4 hours that we were really up there working, I mean, yeah, I'm sure we could have done in them 4 hours. I'm sure we could have done close to 12, 14 buckets in 4 hours.
Easily.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Someday we'll go up there and try it.
Well, I think that's kind of where we're going to be going with the rocker box challenge, aren't we?
I think that'd be a good spot to try, although it's, you know, back and forth and you know, like I said, we'll have to figure out how to divide it up. But yeah, somebody might get the lucky bucket, though. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Well, that's where it's all part of the challenge too. Is you got to dig your own dirt. So you can hit your spot where you usually go. I'll check out a spot over here. Elijah digs a spot from over there, and we run our buckets of dirt. You know, it's part of the challenge. It's what's going to make it fun because you don't know what you're going to get, and that's one of the big things about prospecting. Even if you go out in a creek where you know there's pastry, you can hit the end of that streak and not get anything, and unless you're like constantly doing test pans. But not a lot of people, well, myself included in that one. Once I'm on it, I dig down and then I follow that streak. So.
Yeah, that's the name of the game. You know, like you said, you know, and you know, you talk about test panning. I was like the story that Ron tells about him and his brother, and all that test panning will probably save them more hours of work. I mean, they're only putting an hour in the time that they were out there, but you know, like I said, Ron and your brother test panned it, so you can tell him, Ron. I mean,
Yeah, well, Charlie heard the story, but my brother and I were in Northern California with one of his buddies, and we were doing an area that one of the county officials told him to go and try. He kind of made friends with him and said, yeah, a lot of people go out there. So we happened to be in that area, so we went and tried the area, but we brought a sluice along and we were test panning. And we were finding a couple little flakes, and my brother walked over to the other side of the creek and pulled up a pan, and then hit the look on his face. It was like he saw a ghost. He said, Ron, come here and look. And there were 3 pickers in there, good size pickers too. There was like over a gram of gold. And then he said, you try it right here. So I took a scoop off the bottom, and I had 2 pickers in mine. Then he took another one. He had 2 pickers. And I took one. I had, I think, 1 picker and some chunkier pieces. So we set up the sluice and worked for an hour. And we got to thinking, yeah, if we would have been hitting gold like that, they'd be showing up in the sluice. That was all that we had. Just those pickers. Must have been like a 1-by-1 area of pickers, and then it was gone. But then
Yep, you cleaned it all up while you were test panning.
cleaned it up. we could have been done in 3 minutes.
Man, it might be. It was a long day today.
oh, it's warm today. I know what you're saying. The only difference is I get home a little earlier than you do, so I got to relax in some air conditioning.
Yeah, I've been out there since, well, I left the house at like 5:30, but on the job site at 7 o'clock, and then didn't leave there until 6. So
You know, that's
it's a long day.
Yeah, it is in this weather. So, but Saturday's looking nice. I got to say that. I've been keeping an eye on it, and I mean, up here they're looking at, mid to upper 70s for highs, and actually like a north wind, so that should keep it a little cooler. In fact, feeling cooler. And like I said, but I got a few spots, lined up based on how many people show up and whatnot, and one of them might be that creek that I showed you the gold from there on my video.
Well, that might be a fun time there because that was a pretty good video.
Yeah, and that's where the red sand is I was talking about. But like I said, it's that spot's got room for more people. I guess so. The more people show up, the more likely we might go there. It's a well-known trick around here, but there's still a lot of gold left in it.
Yeah, then we have the 19th coming up too, when Jericho, Hercules, and Elijah's coming. It'll be, there's going to be a lot of excitement about that too. We'll have those guys here, and Jericho is going to be our guest speaker, and he always has plenty to say. So, he'll be doing great, and I promised the guys, I promised him the ribs then. That's so he's probably going to end up with pork butt.
I'll just rub it in Jericho's face and be like, "Hey, I got the ribs."
I don't think anybody will complain.
No.
If I do them two times in a row.
But even the pork butt sounds really good.
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of people know Ron can grill. Trust me, Ron can grill. It's melting your mouth. It's falling off the bone. I mean, you don't need teeth to eat it.
That's good because I'm missing most of them. So,
but yeah, no, I've eaten a lot of grilled food, and Ron puts it on there. I don't even ask him his secrets, but I just enjoy. And I know the 19th, you got the video. I didn't look to see if you put the video out from last Saturday yet.
not yet. I'm still editing it. I'm trying to figure out how to split it up because it's like an hour and 30 minutes of like content. Might just do a premiere and put it all together and just let it be one video. So,
but I mean, I know we agreed we're going there on the 19th, so I know that for a fact that we're gonna head out there. So yeah, when that video comes out, for people that are watching, that they need to watch that because they can come up here on the 19th. If you can't make the 5th, come up here on the 19th because where you got your footage from on there, that's where we're gonna be heading on the 19th. That's So.
Yeah, and we're also going to be demoing some new equipment. So make sure that if you want to check that out, you'll have to come out and join us on the 19th. It's one of the coolest suction tools I've ever seen.
I've been looking at it. It certainly looks like, yeah, it's the thing to have. I mean, and I'm looking forward to seeing it too. And like I said, we got that spot you and I went. And I told you I got another trick that it is really rock laden, but there's a lot of material in between them rocks, and I know there's gold in there, but I kind of would like to see how that thing's going to work maybe in that situation.
I think it would work really great because then you're not trying to fight those big, huge boulders and rocks and fractured bedrock that we were digging through to try and get material, but once we hit that clay layer, then we might have to bust out the shovels to do some digging.
Yeah, and the other thing I look at is not everybody's going to be able to move them rocks we moved.
No, but that's why I'm glad I'm going to be there because those that can't and would like to enjoy the upper part of the stream, I'll have no problem moving the rocks and material for them. I mean, they'll just have to pan and run it through their sluice wherever they can set up.
Yeah, and there might be a dam already started there if I remember right.
Yeah, we were like halfway through building it with the rocks and boulders and stuff that we were pulling out of the area that we were digging in. And I mean, there's like huge fractured chunks and all sorts of, like, literally you stuck the shovel into the creek. It's like tink, 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 tink. Okay, where are we going to start?
Like I said, yeah, that's exactly what I did. And I just looked and I said, there's probably only one way we're going to get through this. And yeah, like you said, pretty soon you just bend over and start picking rocks out. But once you, like I said, you get through most of them, we started to hit some diggable dirt down there and got down to that clay, and then it started to get good. So, yeah. And I don't know how far that even goes yet because I haven't walked up that creek. Not much further than where you and I were, actually.
Yeah, we'll have to go and explore that and kind of probably take a notebook or something with us and make notes on other locations and spots that we might want to go check out, and what equipment we might want to bring with us, just to make things easier. I mean, that way we have the notes on it. That way we can look back on it and be like, okay, last time we were here, we were finding this at this location. Let's see if we go up further stream. If we're finding more, then we know we're getting closer to where it's actually like accumulating. Or if we don't find anything at all, we know, okay, everything is back that way.
Yeah, and I know we never took a walk up into the woods around there, but I have been in the woods around that area where they logged it off. And you walk into that woods, and basically that whole thing, like when you're facing upstream, everything to the left of that creek is nothing but a piece of bedrock. It's just one bedrock hill, like after another. They're not the biggest hills, but that whole woods is nothing but bedrock. Them trees are growing on top of bedrock.
Oh yeah, I have some footage of that too, because there was a couple trees that were knocked over from the last storm that went through there. And I was looking at all those cracks and crevices in there, and I'm like, we should bring a rocker box up here.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, you know, and that's just it, because, you know, obviously they logged that area, so a lot of that outcropping that you wouldn't normally see from the road is very easily visible, and it's actually not that hard to get to right off the road. And it's just, you know, hill after hill of that stuff. I said Elijah's probably going to bring his climbing gear. I know that last rock face that we went alongside of there before we got to the creek. Yeah, Elijah maybe, I don't know if he's going to make it to the creek or he's just going to end up over there on that hill.
Yeah, Wade's-
that's with Elijah. He kind of gets squirrel moments, you know, where he's like over here and then he's over here and then ooh, shiny, you know. But it's so much fun hanging out with him when you're out and exploring because of that. Because seeing how excited he gets about all the stuff that he's finding, it just makes you feel good.
Yeah, I mean, the day we're out there at the rocker box, I mean, he's high energy anyway. And then you hit the play button on the camera, and he takes it up like another 5 notches from there. And I'm like,
Well, 10.
holy smokes, you know. But I love that energy, like you said, and I mean, it's awesome. I did feel sorry for him on one thing. Like I told you, the one creek we went to, the Flower Gold Wizards, been to that creek a few times, and I didn't know until I'd watched a few videos after that I felt sorry for him that he classified out a whole 5-gallon bucket of material. About 2 weeks later, I found out that there was no gold to be had there, and well, he just proved it by going through the whole thing for nothing. And I found the Flower Gold Wizard had wiped that whole spot out right where he was digging.
It happens. I mean, it's a part of prospecting, though. You know, you can go out there and run all day long, and if you don't know how to quite read it, you can run buckets and buckets and buckets of dirt and walk away with nothing. But there's other times that you could just move just this way a little bit more, and it'll just be loaded.
Yeah, the usual telltale is if you still can't get a shovel in it when you're down in there, it's still hard to dig. That's usually a telltale that nobody has been through there, at least recently. If it's easy digging, then it's probably been done before, or it's stuff you shouldn't be digging in anyway. The real loose stuff. You want stuff that is packed. That's where the gold is.
Yeah, like that last video I posted from Nugget Lake where I'm like sitting there with that brand new shovel going trying to get it out of there. It's
Yep.
once you get to that layer where there's like no one's been in there, and I mean I was like waist deep in that water. You're definitely running into hard packed material. I mean, you get lucky sometimes and you'll get it to work in there, but trying to get that shovel out, it's fun. It's a workout.
So yeah, Wade was talking how the northern third of Marinette County is bedrock. Well, to put it in perspective, Marinette County is bigger than the state of Rhode Island. So it's it's a pretty big area.
Yeah.
And so there's going to be areas where you can just go on the top of a hill and dig the material that's down in crevices, just as if it would be in the middle of a creek or somewhere, because the glaciers went over the top and it packed the glacial material in there, especially the heavies. So that's how we kind of can tell which ones have gravel in them, or the gravel from the glaciers, by different layers. It gets hard to dig in, and you, like Wade said, you hit the red layer, and you're in to pay.
Yeah, because that hole that we were at with Wade, like you can see the distinctive layers of like material, because on top you have like the overburdened soil from like all the plant material and everything like that, and then you go down a little bit lower and there's like this blondish, like, I don't know how to describe it.
It's a gravel, but it's a really fine gravel. It's like it's been pulverized.
It's super, super fine. And then once you get down below that, it's like this almost auburn or burnt red color, and then it's packed with larger cobbles, and it's not easy digging at all. And it's the same thing that you're kind of looking for in the creeks, is you see all those different layers that you're digging through. Yeah, you have your flood stage material that moves in about the top 2 feet, because that's everything that's moving through there. But everything below that, you start getting into like different clay layers that you can dig through, and it's really cool. I mean, and the gold that you find in those other layers too, like the stuff on the surface, you might be finding just like fly poops, like super fine flour gold. But as you start getting through those other layers, you start finding stuff like this, where it's all nice and chunky. And this is from Nugget Lake right here.
Yeah, that's nice stuff.
And that's why
That's all my pickers.
I got one.
This is from last year. This is all flour gold. There's over a gram in there. And this is a 0.66 in here.
And that's what I talked to you about too, Charlie, is that, we always go down to that first clay layer and everybody goes, oh, but the gold couldn't have got through that clay layer. But I always come back and talk to Ron a lot. And of course, Ron's great to bounce ideas off. And Ron is a huge wealth of knowledge. He's an encyclopedia of mining. And like he said, that clay layer is one event. And then there's going to be another event usually below that one. And I haven't, like, you've gone to Nugget Lake and you've experienced that going down through the next event and the next event and the event before that. And I haven't got to that point yet, but it's something that's always been on the back of my mind, to go down and not just stop at that clay layer and just keep going.
Because some of them, it's only like 5-6 inches of clay, and then you're punching into more gravels.
Yeah, well, on that Good Creek, I told you that one clay layer that we're getting, it's the same color as that clay that we hit there over the weekend. That clay is not, it's solid, it's pretty solid, but I mean, some of that is not that thick, and I don't think it's going to stop gold anyway at that point. But then, yeah, what's below that one?
Yeah, we'll have to get out there and punch a hole there, Wade.
Hey, I'm game.
Yeah, when you get to the bottom of those cracks, so even if they're shallow cracks like on some of the bedrock, the crack's only this far, and they're not even really deep at this angle. They could even be more like this. I'd check the bottom of every single one of those. Somebody's gonna lace into a really big nugget. There's a guy that got one nugget. I believe in this. Yeah, he got it in Marinette County, but on the south end, at 0.3 of a gram, 0.3 of a gram. So
That's pretty good.
Yep, there are some bigger ones to be had. Not very often though.
Yeah, everybody in chat saying that Wade and I'm bad with names. Trevor need some folding chairs or something, because you guys are standing back there.
Either that or I'm really short, right? Yeah. How do we get the chat here?
You would have to like how I do it with another device. Like I have,
Okay.
All
All right. Yep.
More of that technology stuff.
but make sure that if you do that, turn your volume all the way down or mute the video itself. That way you're not getting a reverb. What's up, Jericho and Hercules? How you doing? Yeah, like you said, these right here are Wisconsin Nuggets.
It's all right.
I'll take that. Yeah. No, I mean, and like I said, with as much, I have so much ground up here. There's no way that I'll ever cover it all
In your
in
entire
the rest of my life.
or mine.
And Trevor, I'm getting him started, and he's got me into it, and I'm just trying to find spots that he can keep going to. So it's anyway, then you come up here and go, hey, I got this really nice spot. Look at these pictures, and I look at it, I go, well, you said you showed me on there where the creek goes, and I said, so is that going through a bedrock hill or is that glacial till? You said glacial till. I'm like, yeah, I like that.
I don't know, Dad. When I'm older, I might be more successful than you, and I'll be in Canada mining big nuggets.
Wishful thinking, son.
Well, you never know.
Mo, we have all sorts of people from all over the world that join into the chat here and talk about gold prospecting and other ventures and stuff like that. So it might not be too far off there, Wade.
See,
He's got a strong back and a weak mind.
Like I said, it's not wishful thinking if it's gonna happen.
If he's got the strong back, then why am I always got to have the shovel in my hand? I got to figure this out.
I'm the one with the bad wrist.
Well,
But,
the wrist will heal.
Yeah.
At
No,
some
he's
point,
not
we're
like-
going to have to teach you how to dig. So,
But I mean, it's not wishful thinking if it's gonna happen.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At his age, he can think like that, and you're right. It might happen, and if it does, all the more power to him.
Yeah, I'll
You
be in more.
Like I said, we started out watching Gold Rush and see how it's done. And like I said, that's how we started out. Like everything else, I watched it, and of course they kept saying, "Hey, we get down to bedrock, we find gold." And I'm thinking, man, the whole northern part of Marinette County is bedrock. There's probably got to be gold here somewhere. And it was just a matter of getting hooked up here with Ron and getting out of that first outing, and then onward and upward from there.
Yeah.
And see, that's the other reason why I came out with Elijah, and came out and hung out with you guys and stuff, because the more locations that I have to go and hang out and prospect, then
Joe, look.
the easier it is for me to go to other locations where sometimes I'm not having to drive 4.5 hours or further to go out, when I could just come up and hang out with you guys and hit some awesome locations up there.
Yeah, and again, we've only been out a few times now, and I was looking. I think I didn't count for sure, but I think now I have somewhere around 14 different locations that I've gotten gold on.
Here. So that's cutting the power down.
Oh, they're making coins.
Yeah, that's the Gold Eagle prospecting coin there. Is that on silver there, Jericho?
That's aluminum and we're doing tests.
Ah,
I didn't realize what that was. I thought they were laser
the
cutting.
detail on that turned out pretty good.
It did. Here's some silver.
I thought they would put more holes in that table.
This was adjusting the temperature scaling. I like the other one better. Doing some test sisters, but I like, yeah.
I'm all about that. Wow. That's impressive.
And the power back up with it. $8,000 worth of zippy bright lights. All right, I'm looking away again. That's too much for me.
Yeah, 406 Miner says we have 60 feet of overburden before bedrock up by Elk Creek. Yeah, Wheeling Shiny Gold replies to 406, start digging. But yeah, that's the other cool thing about prospecting too, is like you can drive past the creek and be like, that creek looks like it could be pretty tasty for gold. You know, you see the cobbles and all the other material in there, but you'll never know until you get your pan wet. And that's not being dirty.
Right. Yeah. No. And I'm always like, I can be going from point A to point B. Hey, okay, hey Trevor, we're gonna go up and we're gonna go inspect up here. We're gonna go mine up there today. And I never take the same path twice. I always will just about always take a different route, just because there's so many forest roads up here, and there's creeks, and where we drove to, you seen it was the end of the road. I could have turned around anywhere before that, but it's like, nope, we're gonna drive this thing all the way to the end, and that creek that we're in isn't even on a map. So I mean, that's not even something anybody's gonna find.
Right? It's one of those spots that you would never know it unless you actually went out there and looked. And it'd be like, well, this one doesn't show up on the map.
Right.
Nice little folding shovel.
Yeah.
Well, the folding part on it, it was one of them cheap ones where you get 1 grain of sand in there and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So Junior form fitted some handles and then hand sanded them out. That way they weren't just broken shovels. He just did 2 of the second one.
Where's Elijah at?
Paradise Island Campground. About 8.5 miles down the road. I'm at the shop.
You should have grabbed Elijah and brought him up.
Yeah, nah. He needs to relax. Enjoy the fresh Virginia air. And
From the shorts and stuff that I've been seeing, he's been wading around like waist deep in rivers and bottle digging and
they went on some adventures down there, did some magnet fishing. We went up Vane Mountain. Nebo gave us access to his property. There's going to be some stuff, hard rock stuff coming. They actually went down inside of a hard rock mine. They found the vein, found some gold, and followed it, chiseled out a couple buckets worth, and then punched through some hard pack up in the creek. And then we ran some stuff we got brought up by a loader. And then it's been an interesting adventure so far. Definitely not as fun as when you were there, Charlie.
yeah, I wish I could have made it, but I had to work. I got bills to pay.
Yeah, it probably would have been better if you were there. We'll talk about that later.
All right.
How you doing, Ron?
Pretty good. Staying busy here in the shop. It's that time of the year when we get a lot of tourists and that. Looking forward to you guys coming.
It will be there the 18th. Spend the night in the yard and then be ready to head out with Wade to go put the Gold Hound to some work.
Yeah, and you get here early enough. I got a shower right here you can use, a hot shower and everything.
All
So
right.
you don't have to use the one in your camper.
We'll be tenting it.
Oh, you'll be tenting it. Well, all the
Yeah.
better. All the better.
Yeah. Well, we got Charlie was up with me this last weekend here, and we got one nice spot there. I got another trick that I've been looking at that I'm looking to try that out on.
All right.
And
I got a
I've
couple different
you-
attachments and some new tricks I learned. Charlie showed me some good spots from a couple years ago where he used to take his wife out on those little sweetheart rides. He's actually looking for spots to find gold. But honey, look at these beautiful waterfalls and these rocks. Yeah, then he'd be sending me pictures while he's sitting there in the car with their smooching. Look at this. There's got to be gold around these boulders, he says.
Yeah, once you're a prospector, that all that bedrock and gravel, that you never look at it the same.
Can't drive over a bridge without leaning hard to look.
Right.
I said I'm a trout fisherman. I craft and I gold prospect. So yeah, I don't look anything at a creek like anybody else does. I can stand a creek and look at it from 3 different points of view.
The middle one. All right, so we need a vote, Joe. He did 3 different versions and wants to know what Joe thinks.
Well, we should just have Joe call in.
Yeah, Joe, why don't you call in?
I mean, the link is pinned right up at the top of chat there.
Yeah, so the 10 seems a little light. The 20 is beautiful. The 50 seems a little dark to me, but
I think they all look good though.
well,
The
this
first
one,
the first one, yeah, is a little light.
but this one's nice, and this one's nice.
Oh,
There we go. Solo layout. Yeah, that first one's a little light.
All right, rejected.
I'm thinking that middle one really stands out too.
I know. I like the way the middle one pops.
Yep,
Yeah, but
exactly.
see, that third one, you've got more defined detail in the wing where you can see the feathers and stuff, where in the other one, it all kind of just looks like it blends together. You know? Maybe not. It might have just been the light.
It's just the angle of the lighting. The middle one's got to be the winner. From looking at it from my side without the reflection, I like the definition. Yes, I like the definition on the middle one. There's too much darkness on this one in the nugget and the bird. With this one, you can see the feathers. Now,
Yeah,
granted,
Gold
on
Eagle
silver
says,
and
yeah,
copper,
the
it's gonna look different on silver and copper. But see what Greg's been doing, getting the gold fingers ready to strip down with lye and do some burning. Silver contact plate. Getting ready to do some reclaim action there, Charlie.
Yeah, that looks like it's going to be a fun time. Just make sure that you have a proper area that's vented really well before you start messing with those chemicals and stuff that it takes to break all that down. What's up, HD? How you doing? Long time no see.
Got that in the hood.
But yeah, if anybody else would like to jump up and talk about what they have planned for this weekend prospecting, even if you're not in Wisconsin or you're in another state, jump on up. Let us know what you guys are doing. If you guys have any questions on, we have him on the air here, and now would be the time to do it. I mean, he's a wealth of knowledge, and might be able to answer some of your questions, and help you guys out. You got 15 awesome people in the house.
Get any gold out of that blue bowl, Jesse? Turn it up more. All right, then you turn it down, you blow it out, you get all the gold out, and rerun it. Got the boy over there running the blue bowl. No, blow the stuff out. Ron, you want to tell him how to run this blue bowl?
Hello,
But while you guys
everybody.
are doing that, I'm gonna run and go grab a drink quick.
Well, the Blue Bowl, you have Gold Eagle there, Al. I got to contact you about that regulator that you have.
Okay.
I've had,
This is
I've
the
had
deep
people-
engraved.
Say again, Ron.
Yeah, I've had people that are probably interested in getting it. You know, I'd have to know the options and everything.
Okay.
able to
You
tell
have my email. You have my email address. No.
I don't think I do.
I'll text it to him.
All right. Jericho will send it to
Okay.
you.
Yeah, thank you,
And-
Jericho.
And any questions? I'll give you the price list, the whole 9 yards, everything that you need to know about it.
Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, they're available, right?
Yes. That looks. Is that the middle one?
This is the deep engrave.
Oh, wow. I bet
So this is what it'll look like when we put it on your Gold Eagle.
you could probably tell better live there. It's hard to see on the camera, but they look very nice, man. Very nice.
The deep engraving looks better.
Look at that. You can send me all the prototypes if if you're not going to do anything with them.
Well, probably going to end up coming. You're going to end up picking them up. I ain't sending nothing.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Joe. So he's got big gold in here.
He's got big gold in there.
Yeah.
You're better off panning out the big gold.
It's all black sand and gold.
That's a lot of black sand.
This is just one of the shovels, the little.
Oh yeah. Why do you got it in the blue bowl? You think?
And then we got a box of Rock Butcher Special, that 400 mesh kill you dirt. But he's been pulling gold out left and right. Basically, the gold will stop and then it'll get pulled in with the black sand, but nothing's washing out and over.
You have the rubber band. Did you put the rubber band on there?
Haven't needed to yet,
If,
but
if
now
you-
nothing's moving. It just hits this spot and stops.
Well, then you might have to turn it up. You got to adjust it. Turn it up a bit. If you put the rubber band on there, you can turn it up a bit more too.
Well, see, the water's going up and over the top at that point, is what he said. You got all that gold you never sucked up.
What do you got it turned up to?
7.3.
All right. What you do? Stop the whole thing. Is it?
I
long?
did. I'm suffering up all the gold he missed.
All right, snuffer up whatever gold you see in there, and then take that other bottle and push all that stuff to the outside, the furthest to the outside that you can go.
Yeah, you gotta keep spreading it back out. Because there's other material that will work its way back up to the top.
Yeah, you have to stratify it. That's like stratifying it.
Just don't shake the blue bowl.
Yeah, Ron, there's one thing about those things. You can't. You got to understand that they're for use on cleanup sluices and blue bowls and stuff like that. You can't run a high banker on one of them.
Yes, you can.
Well,
We ran the high banker at North NC Treasure Hunters Campground for 5.5 hours.
the Geo sluice high
The
banker.
Geo high banker, and as well as the Keen backpack high banker with
But
the electric pump.
I wouldn't try pushing it to over, like say an 1100 pump. That's about its limit. You can go 550 no problem, 750 no problem, 1100. I would limit it to 1100. on.
But see, something like that is still big enough to even go beach mining on Lake Superior. I mean,
Yep.
Flower Gold, the pump that he uses is 1100.
Yeah, you just got to watch the amperage on there. I'll explain that to you when we talk, but you don't want to go anything over certain amperage on there, or else it's going to defeat the purpose because it's only a 6 amp battery. So because I had somebody have an issue with that.
And they burnt her up.
Yeah, they toasted it. But that also could have been something else. But you know, I made good on it, and he's happy. I told him don't go over, don't be running anything gigantic off of there, and so he's happy. So they're still working. Yours is working good there, Jericho. No.
I've kept track, and I've got 89 hours in on it so far. Well, and then now he's got another 3 hours and 5 minutes, so I'm at over 90 hours, over 92 hours, no problems at all.
On a single charge.
No,
I was gonna be like, damn.
That would be
but I'm saying on the Gold Eagle Brain, there was 90 over 92 hours, no issues to report.
I was gonna be like, damn, Joe
On
really
one charge,
tweaked the
that would
specs
be-
on that,
I'd have a gold mine on my hands here.
right?
But here's proof in the pudding.
Flip
Damn it, I hit the wrong button. It's been running 3 hours, 5 minutes. Oh, now 6 minutes. Here's the battery level. Full.
What have you
Battery
been
level still full at running 3 hours, 5 minutes.
You've been running the Blue Bowl?
Yeah.
Yeah, it could last a long time on the Blue Bowl, or one of them small like a 406 sluice. I've run that for a long time on there. Did you push all that material to the outside? Like
Yep, this is it blowing back in.
Man, that's really silver looking.
It's that stuff down in North Carolina. What did Mr. Doug say that silver gray stuff was, Charlie?
amalgam?
No, it was like a silver.
It's radioactive.
Oh,
He told Charlie not to fill his snuffer bottle and put it by his pocket.
Well, like I need to worry about that. I have enough kids, so.
well, I remember him saying something about that.
It's some sort of like silver, like silver sulfide.
Look at all that
Like
gold.
if you smelted that down, you could probably get silver. But the only issue with it is because where it's located and how it was formed, it does come off semi-radioactive.
Are you having any exchange going on up there?
Yeah,
It don't
lights
look like
are going
it's me.
out and over, and I'm getting gold. As long as it keeps exposing the gold, I'll just keep blowing it out until I don't see no more gold. I don't care.
Yeah, as long as you're getting the exchange over the top, then keep pushing it out to the side, picking up what you can as you go along, and
That stuff, it might get to the point where even in the Blue Bowl Jericho, it might not work too well. But what you can do is you take all that material that you have sitting at the bottom of the Blue Bowl and throw that into a Falcon cleanup pan.
yeah. Is that a little nug I see there?
Yeah.
Nice.
We left the pans at the farm on accident. There's gold
Yeah.
all over.
What's up, Wrenches? How you doing?
Hey, Wrenches, what's up, man? Yeah, I was having fun in the chat over there, chatting away, and now you got me on the panel, and now I missed the chat. You need to get one of those squirt bottles there, Jericho, so you can push.
My
all of it.
birthday's Monday, Joe.
Your birthday's Monday.
Yep.
All right. It'll
Well,
cost me
happy
more.
early birthday.
It'll cost me more to ship one of those bottles to you than it would for you to go down to the 99-cent store and buy a mustard or a ketchup bottle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all about remembering.
Do I got to sing happy birthday to you now?
Oh, on Monday when we come back from the fossil dig, if I'm still alive and don't get eaten by an alligator, yes.
All right. We're going to have to coordinate that then.
But yeah, you can feel the texture on this, the deep engraved one.
Yeah.
You can actually feel the eagle and all that on there.
Nice.
Now, see that one where you can actually feel the texture and stuff like that. I wonder if you took like an ink roller and then like rolled ink on it and slapped it onto something, if it would make an
Like a
imprint.
stamp.
Yeah.
We'd have to do it backwards, but yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Just an idea.
That'd be cool.
What are the models made out of?
That was aluminum, no?
Yeah, this one was an aluminum. I think he's working on the copper one next.
Oh, man.
It's always better to start with the cheap material than just jumping straight to silver.
Otherwise, you'd be making about 3 or 4 of the gold eagles for. Gold eagles.
Well, all we have to do is just melt it down and redo it.
50% once,
Hello,
50%
Sam
five
in the
times.
background.
All right, Joe, here's 50% once and 50% 5 times on copper.
Oh, man.
Here, let me blow you up real quick.
So there's once.
Wow.
Now imagine some of those for the shop there, Ron, with Pike River Prospecting on it.
That really shows up.
Yeah,
This is 5 times at 50 watts. Here's once at 20.
I think the first one looked good.
You don't want the one where you can feel it?
Oh, that's the one you can feel?
Yeah, you can feel this.
Yeah.
Deep engraving.
Yeah, I think it looks way better on the copper.
Yeah.
Deep engraving is probably the way to
Now,
go.
what is this? The size of a quarter?
I would say so, yeah. These are the test planchets and small channel coins. They're not the reeded ones that come in the 1 ouncers. These are just the tags.
Yeah,
Wow.
they're the lighter ones, so you can actually like do a hole and turn it into like a pendant. That way you ain't got an ounce of copper hanging around your neck to weigh you down.
Wow, you could do a lot with that. That's really the copper.
1080p full, we basically can take a picture of Ron there and put him on a coin.
Yeah.
Once at
Yeah,
70.
Rock Butcher says maybe try 3X. That 5X one looks really dark. But I don't know. I like the way that 5X looks.
Well, here's one at 70, which is even darker but looks better.
Wow. They all look so good, man.
Yeah, 403 says if you start taking orders, let him know. Because he's looking to get some.
If you got me on Instagram or Scorpion Metals, hit him up.
Yeah, that's what I was talking to you about yesterday on your live stream there, 403 Prospector.
Wow. You're gonna make a ton with that stuff, selling that stuff, man. That
And then on
looks
top
really
of it,
good.
they're scrapping material, so they're just going out, pulling old wires, AC units, all this other stuff, right from the scrap yards and bringing that material back and smelting it down. So it's not like they're paying buttloads for the material either.
No,
The
these we
planchets,
buy
yeah.
with the money from
planchets-
the scrap.
Yeah, the planchets, of course, that's different, but you could always melt stuff down and make your own.
Yeah, with the number 1 copper, we're gonna do some copper pours, but
Just for to see the detail in that thing, for people who don't know what the original looks like. That looks really good for that.
Yeah, see, I still like the copper one better.
Yeah,
me
the copper
too.
one-
And I'll like it on gold really a lot. Like I can't wait to melt Joel's ounce of gold and make a coin and then laser it.
That would be cool.
That's gonna be something. But it comes out really nice. Look at that, the detail of it. You can see all the detail in this in the printed ones.
That's
Very nice, man. Very nice.
But yeah, Ron, so I'm working on the backs of the 5 different designs. When I get those finished, I'll send them to you for a preview.
Yeah, even Rock Butcher says I like the copper one better than the aluminum one.
Copper one looks sharp.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I like the copper one as well.
Thank you, Brad. Appreciate that. Yeah, that captures everything from the sticker, man. You can send me all of them, and I'll make a decision. Oh, I got to pick them up. That's right.
You're going to be here in like 3 weeks. I got a gold pan for you. I've got a bag of dirt right here for you. Charlie's got to wait. Charlie's only got to wait till the 19th to get his.
Yep.
That's Joe's. I got a bag of Rhine gold pay dirt from you, all the way from Amsterdam and Germany.
Oh man!
And then Charlie's is stuck in the bag here.
Where did that come from?
Gold pan and
From
Dutchy
Jocko.
Jacko.
Oh, because you told me that I could see what he sent, and you never gave me the link. This is the first I'm hearing that you got something.
Yeah, he sent a bunch of us from the community that got together and did a bunch of stuff for everybody, certain little prizes and things for his way to say thank you for everything that we did.
Oh,
And
You're gonna hate the stuff he sent, Joe.
oh yeah.
I might bring that little jar that you saw with. Well, I might see Jericho there with you guys anyway, so I'll just bring my pans and stuff with me, and we'll just go through it there. Ron,
That's awful nice of him.
Yeah, the gold in it comes from the Rhine River in Germany.
Oh,
so I got foreign gold.
Yep.
foreign gold.
Yeah, as soon as we get back, we're stopping in Keokuk, Iowa, and Franklin, Illinois, grabbing a couple 5-gallon buckets of big geodes, heading back down, and then jumping on the film and dropping off the buckets of geodes, and then back to filming.
Well, if you also want to check out some awesome geodes, Prospector Ron over there has an awesome station for cracking geodes and stuff over at the shop. He also has a lot of cool crystals, stones, and other mineral pieces and stuff too. He's got these silver, or like these sand dollars, but they're completely pyrite, like solid
Ron.
pyrite sand dollars.
Hey, Ron.
Pyritized sand dollars?
Yeah, pyritized sand dollars. Like the whole thing is pyrite.
There's the
Ron.
gold one of the kids got this weekend. There's the gold one of the other kids got this weekend.
I was
Those
gonna
are pretty
say,
nice vials.
Ron, you got to get some chicken wings and a Coke for them guys behind you, man. They're dying.
Yeah, you know, you guys have been standing there for almost an hour and 20 minutes already, right?
I stand all day at work.
Hey,
Go sit down, job. Hey,
it's no different than being on the creek, and we're there all day usually. So,
when I started watching your videos, Charlie, I'm like this dude gets at it. I'm like, yeah, I'm liking this guy already, and I hadn't even met you yet. And I was like, I can do a little bit of work, and I'm like, okay, so Charlie's coming up. All right, let's check this out. I'm like, in 21 hours on the creek. I'm thinking, yeah, he's nuts. But then
That
someday-
wasn't his longest creek time, I'll tell you, from personal experience.
yeah, I've yelled at Jericho from the bank, hold the flashlight.
But then again, you don't
Thanks,
know.
Jericho.
I couldn't touch. It was too deep. It's not my fault. Did you think he was that tall?
No, I didn't think he was that tall. No.
Right? He gets out of the van and I'm like looking up at him. I'm like, what circus dropped you off?
Poor Charlie.
Yeah, but at that time too, when I first met Jericho, I did have the whole circus clown look going on, where like my hair was like out to here on the sides and bald on the top. And I get out of the vehicle and you can hear. Dee, 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 dee.
Well, like I said, the most I'd seen before I'd seen him was pretty much from the waist up, because from the waist down it was all in water, and you don't get a good perspective at that point. Well, like I said, I always thought about going past that first layer of clay and digging down. And I'm like, here's the guy that's actually done it. And it's like, what do you get when you're down there? And he's like, it only gets better the further down you go. And I'm like, well, I kind of answered my question, but I still haven't done it on some of my own tricks yet. So
Well, we'll have to do it one of these times, Wade. Like I said, I'll come up there by your spot. I'll bring my classifier. We'll set up the sluice, and I'll dig, and you run, or even Tyler can run, or
Trevor.
I'm like Trevor.
Less, and it's
At least I got the T right.
30, 15,
They're getting closer.
30.
Ron, I put my email in the chat there.
Okay. I'll look for it here.
Oh,
Look at the brass ones, Joe.
Joe, actually, on Saturday when I go up there, I can just give them
70.
your number if that's okay with you.
Oh yeah, fine. That's if that's good too. If you're going to see him, sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there Saturday, so I can just give him your number, and then that way he can contact you that way.
All right, fine. Yeah, make sure he's got all my information.
I will.
All right.
All right, so Charlie, look at this one before he cleans it. Nope, you pulled it away too fast.
That looks really nice.
Hold on, now he's gonna clean it. But check out these brass ones.
Wow, they could be. You do them pretty quick too, huh?
Yeah, you can knock those things off fairly quick.
I know the gold always looks
This
better.
was 70, 50 twice, 30 3 times.
Oh man. Oh.
This was
brass?
70 twice, right? 53 times and 30 twice on different aspects.
Wow.
I like that.
Yeah.
The lower powers help smooth the inside.
He did the lower powers to help smooth the inside.
Now that's good.
Yeah, that looks 3D.
It is 3D. You can feel it really well.
That's good.
Yeah. Damn.
But we're coming to the pointy end of the night. I was gonna run a lot longer, but like I said, it was a long day. My eyes are actually like bugging me.
Yeah.
From today, I woke up this morning and my one eye was like throbbing already. And then as the day progressed, like both eyes are now like that, and they're completely bloodshot. I haven't even had a single safety meeting all day, so it's not from that. But I'm beat. we ended up getting all of our exterior walls set. Plus, we sheeted the whole entire deck, and we've got interiors tomorrow and trusses to set. So it's going to be another long day.
Hey, Dutchy, how you doing there, Chief? Good to see you, man. I just learned of the package that you sent.
Right,
I
Rock Butcher?
appreciate it, brother.
That's bronze.
Yeah, so Ron, after
This
we
one?
end the live stream, you don't
All
have
right,
to jump
here you
out
go.
right away. You can sit back
There's bronze.
with us,
Man.
Okay.
and then you guys can talk about the
Business.
power supply and stuff and everything like that, and then it's off air then.
Damn, they come they
Yep.
look real, man. They look real nice.
Dutchy, his ears must have been ringing. He heard us talking about it.
Yeah, I know.
He's on a cruise ship in Norway with his lovely wife.
Oh man, nice. Hope you're enjoying yourself there, Mr. Goldpan and Dutchy Jocko. All right. Yeah, Charlie, your eyes look bloodshot.
Yeah. Hey, everybody's talking about us. Of course, Charlie, when we first did we look really comfortable though when we first got on before we had the whole technical issues with the obviously dueling setups there that we had?
Yeah.
Them were really nice, cushy wicker chairs we were sitting in.
Oh, yeah.
We were set up for the long haul on that one, just like you said. And
The stuff you were
when
cleaning
you
stuff
come, we'll
with.
take a look at that, see if we can solve that problem.
Last time you were cleaning stuff. Yes, we need the day you did my
Well,
house.
can't they go back to
From that day.
the lounge shed because now YouTube ain't gonna be on. They won't have the reverb.
But like
Yeah,
I said,
we're gonna call it a night. Thanks everybody for joining us. Really
Good
appreciate
night,
it.
everybody.
yep.
We're
Good night.
gonna head backstage and discuss a few things and get a few things hammered out. Thanks everybody for joining us. We really appreciate everybody coming in. I will be doing a longer live stream one of these days, or maybe even a pop-up live stream where we're gonna be running cons, buckets, and dirt. It's gonna be just a dirt palooza, as you would say. So we'll be doing that. There will be some moss and stuff that we'll be running through and cleaning that up. That we peeled off the rocks while I was out with Wade. And then that'll be done separate because I'm planning on panning that out on its own. I'm not gonna run it through the sluice. I'm gonna pan that out.
Yep, I just did some moss last night that we had taken off that Menominee River spot, and did get two pieces of gold out of it. I didn't take much off of there, but that was actually the first time I actually ever did anything with moss.
And see, it's that whole experience of being like, the water's like up here at times, and that moss has been there for who knows how long. Why not? Let's peel some of that off, and like you peeled it up like this, and there's like this much dirt underneath the moss that's like on the rock. So like I'm gonna scrape all of that off and then rinse the rock off into the bucket and be like, this might be some tasty material.
Yeah, the rock I had was going to be a little harder to clean off. It wasn't one I'm just going to go inside the bucket and clean it off. But yeah, Ron and I were talking about that today. He said, you got to clean that dirt off the rock. I'm like, yeah. I said, but the rock was kind of big. It was about 2 feet across, the one I grabbed off of.
Yeah. I mean, there's rocks in there that like are about the size of a motorcycle easily.
Oh, yeah. As I said,
And then there's a bedrock like shelf that goes, and there's the creek. It literally comes into a choke point where there's bedrock on this side, and it comes to a choke point, and then just beyond that choke point is where we were digging, where it widens back out again. And there's all these huge, big rocks dropped in that zone, and we're like, we gotta dig here. You can see that this is a good drop zone through here. All of these things are bouncing off of that wall and coming back this way. We have to dig here.
and it's always good when you can read it like that, and then you're rewarded by finding something. Like I said, even a couple pieces of copper.
Obviously, I found that 22 lead. You know, so
Goldwing rock butcher Goldwing. It was about the size of a Goldwing. Yeah.
like I said, appreciate you having us on, and yeah, anybody who hears it, even late notice, come on up on Saturday, and if you can't make it this Saturday, come up on the 19th. I mean, Jericho's going to be there, Elijah's going to be there from Badger Exploration. I mean, it's going to be a good time both times.
Don't know if that is that.
Yeah, you guys are always welcome to come up and join us on panel when you guys see us live. If you see that link pinned up at the top of chat, you're always more than welcome to come in. But see that little duck on the side there by your face there, Wade?
Yeah,
That little duck says I can only have like 6 people up. So if we see that there's room to jump on, come join us. We always love to pick your guys' brains and talk to you.
If you
about
don't see the
prospecting.
link, tell them, say, hey, Charlie, drop the link.
Well, I pin it to the top of chat whenever I put it in. So
Like I said, I stuck my toe into this whole social media thing and this podcast, and I'm just slowly getting sucked right in.
It happened.
Well, I'll be sending you an invite for one of our upcoming podcasts and live streams.
Yeah,
But we do it on 12 different platforms all at once, so you'll be on a couple things at once.
yeah, so you'd be on like YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, like the whole
Discord,
nine.
TikTok. You'll be on every social media platform all at once. It'll be all right.
Yeah, I'll survive.
There you go, Dad.
But on that note, thanks everybody for joining us. I'm gonna play that outro and call it a night.
Good night. Take care.